All right. So you can take a seat or lie down, closing the eyes, opening the palms, and taking a few deep breaths. Resting your awareness to the breath, becoming aware of a pulsation of energy, maybe of some feelings, tingling, a spaciousness, however it translates for you this moment. It doesn't really matter how it looks. Just becoming aware that something is happening, something is unwinding, something is opening up. And actually, every moment of life that is happening, something is opening up, something is expanding. And it's not actually that life or the truth of life is expanding. That is actually always expanded. It's more that our form is catching up with that expansion. So every moment in your life is your form catching up with your infinite nature. And however your form catches up with your infinite nature is deeply personal. So just allowing that to be okay. I feel that as complex as the system of our body is, and the exchange of our bodies with nature is, and the wiring of our brain functions are, this is how complex the web is of life, how everything that you're going through in some way clicks together inside a bigger picture, and that we actually never really fully comprehend the bigger picture, just like we never really fully comprehend what is happening inside a cell, how everything responds to everything. The more we look into something, the more we find nothing. But I do feel that there is an absolute perfection to the unfolding. And I can say that today I experienced the unfolding as super painful. And yet still, I feel like there is an absolute perfection to it, that the right circumstances, the right situations bring up the right things in the right moment, that things are beyond my life, things are beyond my ancestral line, that this whole play of consciousness, this intelligence, this movement that we call life is so detailed and so precise that even though sometimes it can be challenging and hard, I never question its precision. So just breathing and relaxing for a moment and seeing what opens up if you allow yourself to not question the precision of life. And you are life. Your unfolding is life. Your breath is life. Your feelings are life. The thoughts are life. How life around you is moving. All of it. And the thing that I would love to put the emphasis on always is that within that unfolding, we are so incredibly loved. Even if the unfolding itself, quite frankly, sometimes behaves absolutely ridiculous. Even if in the presence of certain human beings, you can feel an overwhelming amount of love, and then they act so in opposition to that. Even if people have left you behind, abandoned you, projected onto you, even if what you thought was going to play out is so different, life loves you incredibly. And I said this a while ago, that when you willingly lose, you gain everything. Even though the willingly losing, when you can finally accept certain people are just who they are, when you can finally accept that relationships or friendships or family life isn't what you pictured, when you can finally accept that you don't have an influence over somebody else's journey, or that you can't make somebody see you, make somebody be there for you. You just can't. You can't do all of these things. It's a futile attempt to do something with life, to put an idea onto life. And even if that whole tower is just crumbling down and keeps crumbling down, what actually is left standing is you, is the truth of you, is the light inside you, is the love that dwells within us. And I feel that life is every moment showing me where I still hold on to attachments, where I still hold on to an outcome, and that when life is profoundly showing me that none of it is coming into being, it kind of breaks me. And I think in the same way, when you recognize where you are still entangled or attached, or give something to need something, or give something to influence something, or when life is showing you that mirror of not meeting the receiving you so long for in the eyes of the world or others, it can break you a little. Life can break us a little. Life can break us a lot. And I think that in the most powerful connections where I felt the biggest love, or in the most powerful spaces where I felt the biggest love, that also then showed me where I could never actually expect that form that carries that love to behave in accordance to it. And in that sense, we as human beings, we are walking paradoxes. Yes, we are light, love, presence, beauty, and it's completely possible to relate to the light, the love, the presence, and the beauty in another. And yet, in this play that's happening, how our human bodies are relating to each other, we tend to show each other the pain, the wounding. It can be challenging. So today, on days that maybe you had a great day, and then I'm so happy that you had a great day, but I had a day where I literally woke up crying and never stopped. As you may see in my beautifully swollen eyelids. Yay. Okay, so just letting that be okay. And if you have an amazing day, just letting that be okay. Because another side of this whole thing is that when everything starts to crumble down, when we move through the grief, the acceptance of it, the understanding that we're never going to get from another that which we can only source from within, when we feel like we have to give up on things that we deeply cared for, sometimes we have to give up on people we deeply cared for, sometimes we have to give up on opportunities we deeply care for, sometimes we've been investing in spaces that we wanted to build that we have to give up and surrender. Sometimes life is just not happening. It's always happening, but not happening in what we thought. So when that stripping down starts to complete more and more, you can actually experience great places of calm and bliss and love, and you can wake up joyous and spend your day joyous. And so, if that is you, allow yourself to be in that joy, allow yourself to be in this childlike, beautiful, amazing essence. Just because the world cannot meet you there, don't excuse yourself from being there. But at the same time, just because you are aware of the love, the light, the presence, and articulate it, grant yourself the blessing to feel like shit. It's okay. It really doesn't matter. And that whole movement whatever that is and however that is for you, it is intelligent and it is precise. And it shows us a way and an avenue. And I felt this so clearly where we can actually be an embodied essence. I think most of you know this, but I experienced like 2 years ago a time frame of a few days where there was no past, no memory, no personal residue of living life. And I can tell you that what we are stepping into, all of us, is actually such a vibrant, sparkly, beautiful, free, and unencumbered way of being. But as we are closing the gap between that potential and where we are inside ourselves, life will do whatever it needs to do. And it's okay if that is hard sometimes, but I would love for you to not question the precision of it, to at least grant yourself the blessing to just fully feel the experience without trying to comprehend something that is beyond our comprehension, and just allowing yourself to enjoy the ride, even if the ride means waking up, crying and crying until you go to bed. That is a day spent. That is how that day was spent. That's how that day was meant to be spent. And there's nothing about it that has to be different. And I don't know about you, but usually when those things start to happen, when I land inside myself, or when I open my eyes after these waves of losing and willingly letting go of people, of outcomes, of opportunities, I'm actually left with clarity. Not that I know anything, not that I understand what's going on or what will be in my life, but clarity meaning a clear mind, just there, just available. And I also feel like we can stop looking at our lives, trying to see the truth of ourselves. So, on one level, you see the love, the light, the presence that is the truth of you in all of the things. I was literally walking on the street and everybody was glowing, and it's like lovely, like yay. But on the other hand, we don't see our lives acting in accordance to that just yet. And maybe we never will. I don't really believe that the point is that that your life is proving to you that which you are. I believe that your life is in place to bring up in you whatever is required for you to step into this self-empowered, beautiful space inside yourself. And one thing that I feel is that this awareness, this consciousness, this beautiful thing that walks life alongside you does not eliminate you in any way from life. And it was never meant to. I feel, if anything, it was meant to catch you in life. It was meant to hold you through life. And some of us have spent so much of our life giving and noticing others. And if we are honest with ourselves, in the hope that the other will notice us, or in the hope that someone will calm our nervous system, or in the hopes that we will receive something from our surroundings. So, without sounding pessimistic today, what would open up for you if you would give up the hope to get it from outside yourself? And maybe that will bring a joy and a freedom. Maybe that will bring some tears. But what if today we can recognize that we can stop moving through life in order to be seen, be met, or receive? That we can stop moving through life trying to influence an outcome. Sometimes that is people that are deeply struggling in your life. that you want the best for them, but you can't influence their journey, that actually everybody just has to go through it. And so, as much as each and every one just has to go through it, I feel that we can grant each other this space to do so. For me, that is love. For me, love is granting myself the space to go through it. For me, love is extending my hands or my heart to this space to allow you to go through it. And I feel that even as we are stepping into this more transparent way of being inside ourselves, which may also allow you to look through reality, sometimes into the unconscious of others, and most of the time, hopefully just beyond into the infinite, that we are not using our awareness to weaponize ourselves or to weaponize each other, that we are using our awareness to open our hearts to the very thing we become aware of. And this is where no matter what, and I really mean no matter what, you are bathing in grace. You are never actually alone, and you realize that you've always been infinitely receiving. And we have to break off the parts that believed otherwise. We have to go through the things, whatever that is for you. Maybe what I talk about today, it's not really resonating with you. Maybe life is doing it in a different way for you, right? But I think every human being sometimes struggles with letting go of attachments, letting people live out their journeys, not navigating life to get something out of life, but purely to be a part of the play that is life. And I think that we can today humbly and lovingly ask for ourselves to release every outcome, to release every expectation, to release the ideas of how we thought life should look, to release other people inside their journeys, and to just let them all go through what they need to go through. And you are here to be with them, and you're here to be with yourself, and we're here to lovingly be with each other as all of it, whatever it is, happens and unwinds. But life is intelligent, life is precise, life doesn't miss a beat. So trusting in life, even if life seems to take away things from you, just wait, just go through the wave. Just watch what happens. And in that way of being, because I really cannot find myself in manifestation, but in that way of being, I know that I am a place that can receive every potential that is meant for me. And sometimes we have to shake out that which was not in alignment with us and not meant for us. And we can step into whatever that is. But that potential is something you can feel, is something you can live in. And however that echoes out into your life is secondary. Life is your experience of it. And so to me, embodying my highest potential is living life with love in my heart, with light shining through my fingers. Like, I move my fingers, I see light move. It's really cool. So that's amazing. Even as everything is happening, that's amazing. My highest potential is clarity without knowing anything, allowing myself to be clear, opening my heart to everything. And when we can do that, we start to free up our awareness to all of this, to being the potential to housing the potential, to allowing the potential in its entirety of creation to keep moving through you, and to see that it will do what it needs to do. And you are a place that can receive it. You are actually a place of infinite giving, infinite receiving. It's an infinite feedback loop. Even on the hardest days, it's an infinite feedback loop of energy. It's an infinite feedback loop of love. It's an infinite feedback loop of life. Your form is only ever catching up with your infinite nature. Allowing every cell in your body to soften, to open, to pulsate. Allowing for the emergence of aliveness, which can feel blissful, which can feel soft, which can feel beautiful. Almost like the inherent beauty inside you is being revealed through whatever there is going on right now. And then allowing that beauty, the beauty that is you, to emanate out of your skin. And seeing that, to your surprise, you're actually surrounded by that same beauty. That as much as our breath is connected to what nature releases, your inherent beauty is connected to the external beauty. An infinite feedback loop. Infinity. And then allowing that beauty that dwells within all of humanity, regardless of how it acts, to envelop your home, to envelop your neighborhood. Seeing yourself in your neighborhood, and to your surprise, you realize that the neighbor that you're so fond of is emanating this beauty. But then also seeing that the neighbor that you're struggling with sometimes is emanating this beauty. That actually this beauty is present in everything equally always. And that is because there is one being, there is one presence in creation, there is one emanation in creation. It's not singular. So no matter what we are going through, it brings us closer to the feeling-based truth of this oneness. So in oneness, how can you be alone? You're one with all of life. In oneness, how can you be rejected? There is no polarity. So as much as there is a layer of experiencing where all of this exists, there is a layer of experiencing within you where all of it does not and never did. Allowing yourself to expand into that layer. Allowing yourself to bathe in a place and space of pure beauty, pure light, pure unity. And expanding that into your country, into your continent, and into the globe. Just really seeing, feeling, perceiving this core vibration everywhere on Earth. In places where people live in harmony, and in places where people do not. Seeing that actually harmony is a truth that is stepping more and more into the forefront. Seeing that all things equally emanate light, that there is actually nothing but a bunch of human beings, shoulder to shoulder, beating hearts, floating eyeballs, going through experiences designed by an infinite intelligence. which takes the personal element out of the mix. You were always meant to be as you are. You were always meant to move as you move. You're always meant to go through what you're going through. You were always meant to allow these things to return you home to the truth of yourself. Life is here to return you home to the truth of yourself. All of it. All of it. Yay. Taking a breath. And on the exhale, start moving down through the layers of the earth, spotting your continent, your country, city, village, street, neighborhood, your house, your room, your body, and allowing that energy to move through the crown into the midline, just full-on illumination. Every vertebra, golden, sparkly, infinite. And then through the pelvis into the earth, anchoring yourself here, choosing to be here. Choosing to be here also when it's hard. Choosing to be here always. Because on some level you've chosen to be here. And starting to see that we can now be the calm. We can now be the place where our nervous system is settled. We can now start to step into this golden, luminous way of being. And that it doesn't matter how you feel in the moment, you can still be in the truth of life. And I think that's the blessing. I really think that this is the blessing, that you can just be in the truth of life, no matter what. You can open your eyes, keeping the gaze soft, and slowly bringing the awareness all the way back. Thank you.